أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu and welcome to our class today. I hope and pray that everyone is doing very well and keeping safe. So as it was explained in yesterday's class, every class of G1 will inshallah begin with an opening dua. And it will be a different dua each day of the week. And this will inshallah allow us all to get familiar with as many duas as possible during this course. And inshallah, you can all start learning these prayers as well if you don't know them already. Okay, so we'll start with our opening dua for today. And if I could please request a student on the mic for that.
Yes, could we have G1303, please?
Jazakumullah. G1303. Assalamu alaikum. G1303, can you come on the mic?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you?
Good.
Alhamdulillah, that's really good to hear. So we're going to start with Dawood. Okay, so please repeat after me. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Excellent, good. Now at the beginning over here, just make sure that you're saying the alif separate and then the ayn separate to that, okay? So don't merge the two sounds together. So we're going to say أعوذ.
أعوذ.
Much better, well done, excellent. Could you read the translation for me before we move on?
I see withdrew with Allah from Satan the rejected.
Good, well done, nearly there. I seek refuge with Allah from Satan the rejected. Well done. Let's move on to tasmiyah now. So repeat after me. We're going to say Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Good, well done. And could you read the translation for this?
In the name of Allah, the gracious, the merciful.
Merciful, well done, excellent. Let's move on to our dua for the day now. Okay, so we're going to start from here. We're going to say Rabbi Zidni. Say that again. Okay, just follow with me, okay? Zidni ilma. Good, well done, excellent. So, and the translation?
Oh my Lord, increase me in knowledge.
Well done. And this bit?
Daha. Level 115.
Good, well done. So this is Surah Taha from the Holy Quran, and this is from verse 115. Okay, so Surah Taha is the name of chapter 20 in the Holy Quran, and this is verse number 115 where you can find this dua. Okay, I'm sure many of you are already familiar with this dua and already know it off by heart, but if you don't know, it's really good dua to have in your knowledge. Okay, so excellent. Jazakumullah G1303 for reading that for us today. Okay, so let's move on to some class etiquettes to remind you of. So please ensure that you're logged in with your correct ID today. Okay, so that's the ID that you were issued with in the beginning of this course. So please ensure that that's the ID that you've displayed. If you are unsure of your ID or you don't know what it is, then you can contact us on ukquranclass@gmail.com. Okay, ukquranclass@gmail.com, and we will try and inshallah get back to you as soon as possible. The next rule is that please ensure that you have done your wudu before you entered today's class. So before every class, make sure you do wudu. Make sure you have clean clothes on, that your heads are covered according to our tradition. And also really, really important that you're sitting in a nice and quiet place, okay? So it's really important because it will ensure that you're able to concentrate properly, and also so that when you're called to the mic, we can all hear you clearly. And it will be really good if you have parental supervision. So if you have your parents sitting next to you or near you so that they can help you wherever needed. Okay, so there's a few rules to keep in mind for today's class and for every class. Now the schedule for today's class is on your screens now. As you can see, today is Tuesday, 14th of September. And in today, the topic we're going to be focusing on is Arabic letters, 2 kinds of letters. The material that we're going to use in today's class can be found in the Talimul-Quran book, and we'll be looking at lessons number 2 and 3, which can be found on pages 30 to 35. So please note this down. And the practice text we'll be looking at is exercise 2.1, exercise 2.2, exercise 3.1 to 3.4. Okay, so for quite a few exercises we're looking at today, and inshallah we'll go through them. So that's the agenda. Okay, so let's move on to what we're going to look at today. So I'm sure you're looking at the screen now and you're thinking, we looked at this yesterday, and that's absolutely right. You did have a look at this yesterday with your teacher. So you looked at the Arabic alphabets in yesterday's class. You started to focus on that. Today's class, we're going to carry on with that. So it's really important that we're able to recognize what letter it is that's in front of us, and also really important that we're able to pronounce it correctly. So we have to get that right first before we start building on that and increasing our knowledge onto other rules. So you looked at all these letters that are found in the Holy Quran, so quite a few letters, and you looked at what they look like and also how to correctly pronounce them. And like I said, in today's class, we're going to be carrying on with that. And we're going to start with exercise 2.1, which you also started in yesterday's class. Okay, so we're going to have as many students on the mic as possible today. And we're going to be going through the alphabets and trying to pronounce them in the correct manner. So let's start with our first student on the mic. Can you have a student, please?
Yep, could we have G1 800?
Jazakumullah. G1 800. Assalamu alaikum. G1 800. Wa alaikum assalam. How are you?
Good.
Alhamdulillah, that's really good to hear. Okay, so like I said, we're going to start with exercise 2.1. And in this exercise, you can see that we have the Arabic alphabet, and it's been positioned in different columns. Each alphabet has been positioned in different columns. We're going to go through each of these columns and we're going to pronounce the letters. And I'm going to lead, and then I'd like you to follow along with me. Okay, so we're going to start off with this first letter. This is the first letter of the Arabic alphabet. This is the letter Alif.
Alif.
Good, well done, excellent. Let's move on to the next letter. Now, this is the letter. You can see that this letter has 1 dot and it's found below this shape over here. This is the letter Ba.
Ba.
Good, excellent, well done. Let's move on. Now, this next column, you can see it's the same shape as this. So you can see that this long horizontal shape like this, okay, with the curved edges. So you can see that this is the same as this, but now the dots, you can see that this has 2 dots and it's found on top of the letter. This is the letter Ta.
Ta.
Good, excellent. Let's move on. Now, again, same shape as the ones that we've just seen over here, but this time the dots, now we have 3 dots, and those are found on top of the letter. So this is the letter Sa.
Sa.
Okay, good. Now the pronunciation of this is very important because it's slightly different to just normally saying sa. We're going to say sa.
Sa.
Good, much, much better. Okay, so how we pronounce this, and this is for everybody, that we take the tip of our tongue and we place it at the back of our top 2 teeth. Okay, so the.
The.
Much, much better. Okay, so I hope everybody who, even though you're not on the mic, you should be repeating along with us as we're reading. Let's move on to the next letter. Now, this letter over here, we can see that the basic shape is like this, and then we have a dot placed in the belly of the letter. So this is the letter Jim.
Jim.
Perfect. Excellent. Really good pronunciation. Let's move on. Now, this is the same shape as this, you can see. However, this has no dot. Okay, there's no dots found on this letter. This is the letter Ha.
Ha.
All right, good. Well done. Now, really take a deep breath and then let it out as you say this letter, okay? Ha.
Ha.
Good. Now, a good way to think of this pronunciation and to say it correctly is, for example, if you have some glasses or some sunglasses and you want to clean them, so the sound that you kind of make and you put your breath on the lenses of the glasses, it's like that sound, ha, ha, like that. Okay, so one more time. Ha.
Ha.
Good, much better. Okay, just keep practicing that sound. Now, the next letter is this one over here. It has the same shape as these two over here, but this time it has a dot that's found on top of the letter. This is the letter Ha.
Ha.
Good, excellent. We're going to round our mouth when we say this letter. One more time. Ha.
Ha.
Perfect, well done. Next, we have the letter Dal.
Dal.
Excellent. Next, we have the letter Zal.
Zal.
Okay, well done. Now, just like you did for this sound over here, you take the tip of your tongue and you touch it to your top two teeth, okay? So try one more time. Listen to me carefully. Zal.
Zal.
Excellent. Much, much better, okay? So it's different to just normally saying Zal. We're saying Zal.
Zal.
Perfect. Good. Well done. Really, really good. Let's do some more. This is the letter Ra.
Ra.
Okay. Ra.
Ra.
Okay. Try to say like a softer sound this is, okay? Ra.
Ra.
Okay. Can you say the word rabbit for me?
Rabbit.
Yeah, so just like that. R, r, ra.
Ra.
Okay, so at the moment you're saying raw. Okay, so then we have to say raw.
Ra.
Good, that's better. Okay, but a really nice soft sound is this letter. Okay, so just be careful with that. Let's move on to the next one. This is za.
Za.
Good. This is seen.
Sin.
Excellent. Good. Well done. Really, really nicely read. Just keep practicing the sounds of these letters and inshallah, you get better and better. Okay? Brilliant. Jazakumullah G1 800.
Jazakallah.
Let's have another student, please, on the mic.
G1 308.
Jazakumullah G1 308. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you?
Good.
Alhamdulillah, that's good to hear. So we're going to carry on with exercise 2.1 in which we're looking at the letters of the Arabic alphabet, okay? So we're on this one at the moment. Now this one looks the same as this, seen, but it has 3 dots now, okay? Can you see these 3 dots? They're placed on top of the letter. So this is the letter Sheen.
Sheen.
Excellent, good. Let's carry on. Now this letter is Sod.
Sod.
Good, excellent. Next, we have the same shape, but we have a dot on the top now. This is the letter Dod.
Zod.
Good. Now, produce an even thicker sound. Okay, this is one of those letters that we have to produce a really thick sound for. So one more time, repeat after me. Dod.
Zod.
Okay, good. Really round your tongue Okay, round your mouth when you say it and to try to produce a really thick and heavy sound. Dod.
Lord.
Good, much better. Okay, well done. Just keep practicing this sound, okay? Let's move on. Next we have ta.
Da.
Good. Next we have the same shape but with a dot on the top. This is za.
Zo.
Good, well done. Now this is a letter that many people have difficulty with, and it's something we need to keep practicing, okay? This is the letter Ain.
Ein.
Okay, good effort. Over here, this is the sound that we make from the middle of our throat. Okay, so if you really focus on where your sound is coming from within your throat has different parts. So we have some letters that are made from the top of your throat, some from the middle, and some from the bottom of your throat. So this one is the letter that is produced from the middle of your throat, and that's sometimes the hardest sound to make. So let's try this one more time. Ain.
Ein.
Okay, so rather than just saying ain, we're going to say ain.
Ein.
One more time. Ain.
Ein.
Good. I know it's difficult. Don't worry, okay? So we're just starting to learn these alphabets and the correct pronunciation. So not to worry if you can't get it right on the first go, okay? That's why we're practicing as much as possible. So make sure that this letter, with practice, just keep practicing it. Listen to other people saying it and try to follow it, okay? So just focus on this letter a lot, maybe after class, okay? Let's try the next one. This one is Ghain.
Rain.
Excellent. Good. Well done. This is the same shape as this, but with a dot. This is the letter Ghain.
Rain.
Perfect. This is the letter Fa.
Sa.
Good. Excellent. This is the letter Qaf.
Qaf.
Excellent. Good. Now this is a really a sound that we need to make a thick sound for. Okay, and you did that really nicely. So really round your mouth, curve your mouth, and then we say this one more time. Qaf.
Qaf.
Good. Now this one is kaf.
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 Okay, now when you say this, try and make a smiling face. Okay, so put a smile on your face and then say this letter. Kaf.
Kaf.
Yeah, excellent. Well done. That's a perfect sound. Brilliant. Okay, so it might seem a bit silly doing that, but that's actually the correct way to do it. Okay, so a smiling face or like a straight face, and then we say this. So this one is rounded face, and this is smiling face. Okay, so let's try this one again. Kaf.
Kaf.
Brilliant. Well done. Next is lam.
Lam.
Brilliant. Next, meme.
Mim.
Brilliant. Excellent. Well done. And let's stop there. Okay, so brilliant. That was really, really nicely read. Mashallah. Just keep practicing all these sounds and make sure that when you say them correctly, and that's how you learn it. Okay, brilliant. Jazakumullah G1308. Let's have another student, please, on the mic.
G1422.
G1422. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum Assalam.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very well. Jazakumullah for asking. So we're going to continue with this exercise. We've just finished on meme and we're going to go on to the next letter now. This is the letter Noon.
Noon.
Excellent. This is the letter Wow.
Wow.
Excellent. Well done. Ha.
Ha.
Excellent. Well done. Now this ha needs to be said very simply, okay, effortlessly. So this is just a normal ha, but when we go up and we looked at this letter is something we need to really make an effort with when we say it, okay? So we really need to take a deep breath and then ha. Okay, now there needs to be a difference, okay? So this is different to the ha that we just looked at. So try this one again, okay? So I'd like you to take a deep sigh, just like that. We need to make that kind of sound. Ha. Good. Take a deep breath and then say it. Ha. Okay, good. Keep practicing that, okay? Because this sound needs to be different to this sound. So this is ha, and the other one is ha. So you can tell that this one is said nice and softly, and that one you have to kind of really let your breath go and then say that sound, okay? Let's try the next one. This is hamza.
Hamza.
Good, well done. And then ya.
Ya.
Excellent, well done, really nicely read. So those were a total letter, the total number of letters in the Arabic alphabet are 29, and that's the letters that we find in the Holy Quran. So there's 29 that we've just gone through, okay? So let's start again from the beginning of this exercise, and we can do a few more with you on the mic. So let's start from again. This is Alif. G1 422, are you still there? Is G1 422
Yes.
on the mic?
Sorry.
All
Yeah.
right, so again, we're starting from the top. This is Alif,
Alif.
Ba,
Ba.
Ta.
Ta.
Good, well done. Let's try this one. Sa.
Ta.
Really good, well done. You pronounced that really nicely, okay? So just to remind everybody again, this is a letter that we pronounce by taking the tip of our tongue, touching it to our top two teeth, okay? The front two teeth. So, fa.
Ta.
Good, well done. What's the next one? Can you tell me?
Jim.
Excellent, well done. Let's try this one again. Now this, like we spoke about.
Ha.
Good, one more time. Ha.
Ha.
Good, well done. Excellent. Let's do a few more. Kha.
Fa.
Good. What's this one?
Dal.
Excellent. This one?
Val.
Dhal.
Val.
Excellent. Good. Well done. Really nice recitation. This one?
Ra.
Perfect. Carry on.
Za.
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 And this one is Seen.
Sin.
Excellent. Well done. Sheen.
Shin.
Sod.
Sod.
Dod.
Dod.
Excellent. Good. Well done, mashallah. Your recitation is really, really good. Just focus on these letters, this one in particular, okay? And just try and pronounce that a bit better, okay? But otherwise, mashallah, you've done really, really well. Jazakumullah G1 422. Okay, so that was exercise 2.1. Let's move down to exercise 2.2 now, okay? Now, this exercise is really good because it highlights some letters for us, okay? So in this exercise, as you can see, there are some letters that have been highlighted in black, so they're written in black, which is majority of the letters. And then if you look closely, there are some letters which are highlighted in red for us. Okay, now these letters have been highlighted in red for us because these are thick sounding letters. Okay, so like it was written in the agenda, there are two different kinds of letters. So we have thick sounding letters and then we have thin sounding letters. Okay, now the difference between the two is how we pronounce them. The thin sounding letters are said simply, okay? And how we ask students to recite them is by having a smiling face. Okay, so for example, this letter, the first letter, is highlighted in black, which is telling us that these are thin. This is a thin sounding letter. So when we pronounce this, we're going to say it with a smiling face. We're going to say alif. Okay, next to that, this is also a thin sounding letter. So we're going to say it with a smiling face. We're going to say ba. Next, da. So all these letters that are highlighted in black are thin sounding letters, which when you pronounce them, you need to have a smiling face, and that will allow you to produce the correct sound. Now, opposite to that, we have thick sounding letters. Okay, and there is a total of 7 thick sounding letters. Okay, follow my hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So out of 29 letters, there are 7 letters that are thick sounding letters. So these, when you pronounce them, they need to be said with a thick sound. A thick and heavy sound is how we correctly pronounce these letters. Okay, and I've been trying to highlight them as we've been going through exercise 2.1, but in this exercise especially, we're really going to focus on these thick sounding letters and try to say them correctly as much as possible. Okay, so let's have another student on the mic, please.
G1 633.
G1 633.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very well. Okay, I'm just going to zoom in over here a little bit so you can see the letters a bit more clearly. Okay, so we're going to start from this column over here. This is the first letter of the alphabet. So we're going to say this with a thin sound, a smiling face. Okay, so we're going to say alif.
Alif,
Good, excellent. Next, ba.
ba,
Perfect, well done, good sound. Next, da.
da,
Excellent, good, well done. Next, fa.
fa,
Brilliant, well done. Jim.
jim,
Excellent. Ha.
ha,
Excellent, good. So take a nice deep breath and let it out when you say this letter. Ha.
ha,
Brilliant, well done. Now the next letter over here, can you see it's highlighted in red? Excellent. So what does that signify? What does that tell us about this letter?
Yeah, it's a thick letter.
It is a thick letter. Well done. So because it's highlighted in red, it's telling us that this is a thick letter. So how are we going to pronounce it? Are we going to pronounce it with a smiling face or a rounded face?
A rounded face.
Yes, a rounded mouth. Excellent. Well done. So we're going to pronounce this with a rounded mouth and a thick sound. So we're going to say kha.
Ha,
Good. One more time. Kha.
ha,
Well done. Excellent. Really nice sound. Let's carry on. Now this is a letter highlighted in black. So this is a thin sounding letter. So we're going to say this as dal.
dal,
Excellent. Dal.
dal,
Ra.
ra,
Za.
za,
Za.
za,
Good. Excellent. Sin.
sin,
Perfect. Sheen.
Sheen.
Excellent. Well done. Now the next four letters in this row have been highlighted in red again. So like you said earlier, because they're highlighted in red, we have to pronounce these with a thick and heavy sound. So can you try? How should we say this?
Do.
Okay, now this letter is Sod.
Third.
Good, well done. Round your mouth even more. Sod.
Third.
Perfect, good, much better, well done. Next, this is Dod.
Dod.
Excellent, good, well done, really nicely read. Let's try those two again. This one is Sod.
Sod.
Dod.
Dod.
Good, well done. So both of these have the same shape, basic shape, but the difference between the two is, can you tell me?
That is Dod and Sod.
Yes, that's the name of the two letters, but what can you see differently how in terms of how they look? What's different about these two?
There's a dot above Dod.
Yes, well done. There's a dot on top of this, so that's how you can differentiate between the two letters. So Sod doesn't have any dots and Dod has one dot, and that's found on top of the letter. Brilliant, well done. Let's carry on. This is Ta.
Da.
Okay, great. Round your mouth a bit more. Ta.
Da.
Excellent. Za.
Za.
Excellent. Good. Well done. Now, again, these two, the difference between these two, just like between these two, is that one has a dot, the other one doesn't. So that's how you can really look at the letter and understand and recognize which letter it is and how we should pronounce them. Excellent. Let's try the next one. This is a letter, Ain.
Ein.
Good. Well done. Really try to make that sound from the middle of your throat. Okay, one more time. Ain.
Ein.
Good attempt. Okay, mashallah, really good. Just keep practicing that sound. And this goes for everybody, that this is a bit more of a difficult sound to make because we're not really used to making it. So that's why we really have to practice to get our throats used to making this sound in particular. Let's move on to the next one. Now, this letter is again highlighted in red. So we're going to produce a thick sound. We're going to say Ghain.
Ein.
Good, well done. Try again. Ghain.
Hein.
Okay, so the first sound that you make should be R. Can you try that? R.
Ra.
Yeah, well done. Ghain.
Rain.
Excellent. That was perfect. Well done. Brilliant. G1 633. Jazakumullah for your participation. You read really nicely. Just keep practicing as much as possible, and you'll get there. Okay, you will inshallah say all of those correctly. Jazakumullah.
Jazakallah.
Let's move on to another student, please.
G1 426.
G1 426. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
How are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, that's really good to hear. So we're going to carry on with the alphabet. So the next one after Ghain is Fa.
Fa.
Excellent, well done. So how should we pronounce that? With a thin sound or a thick sound?
A thin sound.
A thin sound, well done. Excellent. Let's try the next one now. Is this one with a thick sound or a thin sound?
A thick sound.
Thick sound, excellent, because it's highlighted in red. So it's one of the thick sounding letters. This is pronounced as Qaf.
Qaf.
Good, well done. One more time. Qaf.
Qaf.
Excellent. Well done. And the next one, this is a thin sounding letter. So we're going to say it with a smiling face this time. So we're going to say kaf.
Kaf.
Brilliant. Well done. So what happens sometimes is that a lot of people pronounce both of these letters the same way. So what we're trying to see over here is that one is a thick sounding letter and one is a thin sounding letter. So they shouldn't sound the same. Okay. This is off and this is kaf. So we have to really make sure that we're differentiating the two sounds and then saying them correctly according to which letter it is. So let's move on. This is lam.
Lam.
Brilliant. Next one is mim.
Mim.
Excellent. Noon.
Noon.
Waw.
Waw.
Okay, try and say it not with a v sound, but with a w sound, okay? Wow.
Wow.
Brilliant, excellent. Next, ha.
Ha.
Hamza.
Hamza.
Ya.
Ya.
Excellent, good, well done. Let's go to the top and I want you to tell me what this letter is.
Alif.
Excellent. This one.
Ba.
Excellent. This one.
Ta.
Excellent. Good. So both of these letters we need to say with the smiling face. One more time. Ba.
Ba.
Ta.
Ta.
And what's this one?
Ta.
Excellent. Good sound. So how you made that was you produced a sound by touching the tip of your tongue to your top two teeth. Okay. So one more time. Tha.
Ta.
Excellent. And I hope everyone at home, even though I can't hear you and you're not on the mic, I do hope that you're all repeating after me and after the student as they're on the mic, okay? So that you can get your practice in as well. Let's move on. This one is, can you tell me?
Jim.
Excellent, excellent. Next one.
Ha.
Okay, this one is ha.
Ha.
Okay, now what I want you to do, take a deep breath, and then when you let out that breath, that's the sound that it makes, okay? Ha.
Ha.
Good, well done. Keep practicing that sound, okay? Next one. Now, this is a thin or thick sounding letter?
Thick.
Thick sounding letter, excellent. So could you try that by yourself?
Ha.
Okay, remember it's a thick sounding letter. So should you be in a smiling position or a rounded mouth position?
Smiling. Rounded.
Rounded, yes, well done. So try that again with the rounded mouth.
Ha.
Excellent. Kha.
Ha.
Brilliant, well done, excellent. This one?
Dal.
Excellent, carry on.
Zal.
Dhal.
Zal.
Yeah, so your tip of your tongue should again touch your top two teeth, okay? Dhal.
Zal.
Brilliant, well done. Next.
Ra.
Excellent, carry on.
Za.
Yep, za.
Za.
Okay, now this one is when you touch your top teeth, your tip of your tongue to your top teeth. Now this one just needs to be said simply, like the letter Z, okay? So this is dhal and this is za.
Za.
Yeah, well done, excellent. This is
Sin.
excellent. Well done, mashallah, G1 426. Really, really nicely read. Keep practicing, okay?
Jazakallah.
Jazakumullah. Can we have another student on the mic, please?
G1778.
G1 778. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you?
Good.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, I'm very well. Jazakumullah for asking. Okay, so how are you understanding the lesson today? Do you understand all the Arabic alphabets?
Yeah.
Okay, and now have you been repeating them as I've been saying them?
Yeah.
All right, brilliant. So let's see how you've been saying them. Okay, so we're going to start with this letter. This is Sheen.
Sheen.
Excellent. Next one. This is a thick sounding letter or a thin sounding letter. Can you tell me?
Thick.
Thick. Well done. So we're going to say this as Sod.
Swad.
Okay. Now try not to add a wow sound in the middle. Okay. So we're straight away going to take our sound upwards. Okay. Sod.
Swad.
Excellent. Good. Well done. Next one. Dod.
Zod.
Good. Well done. Nice and thick sound. Okay. So this is something that's common that we sometimes when you say this letter or this one, sometimes people add a hint of a wow sound to it. Okay. Sometimes people say swad or dwad. So that's wrong. So we have to be really careful that we're not saying that. So let's try that one more time. Tell everybody how it's supposed to be said. Okay. So this one is sod.
Swad.
Dod.
Swad.
Okay, don't add that wow sound. One more time. Dod.
Swad.
Brilliant. Well done. Excellent. That was perfectly read. Let's carry on. This one is to.
Swad.
Zo.
Zod.
Okay, again with this one, don't add a sound of a wow in the between. Okay, your sound should go straight up. Zo.
Zod.
Good, well done. So all these 4 letters, we have to be really careful that we're not adding a hint of a wow sound in between the sound that we're making. Okay, our sound should go straight upwards. So just listen to me carefully. This is sod. Dod, ta, za. Okay, so with these 4 letters, these are thick and heavy sounding letters. So we have to be careful when we pronounce them. Okay, let's try the next one. This is Ain.
Ain.
Okay, so try to make the sound from the middle of your throat. Ain.
Ain.
Brilliant. Well done. Good sound. Let's try the next one. Ghain.
Rain.
Okay, this is a thick sounding letter, so really round your mouth when you say it. Ghain.
Rain.
Excellent. Well done, mashallah. Fa. Qaf.
Qaf.
Kaf.
Kaf.
Okay, really have a smiling face when you say this. Kaf.
Kaf.
Excellent. So this one is Qaf.
Qaf.
And this one is thin sounding letters. So we're going to say Kaf.
Kaf.
Okay, big smile on your face when you say this. Kaf.
Kaf.
Brilliant. Well done. That was a good sound that you made there. Next one. Lam.
Lam.
Next one. Mim.
Mim.
Excellent. Next. Noon.
Noon.
Perfect. Wow.
Waw.
Ha.
Ha.
Hamza.
Hamza.
Ya.
Ya.
Excellent. Good. Well done. And can you tell me how many letters there are total in the Arabic alphabet?
29.
29. Excellent. Good. Well done. Mashallah. Really, really nicely recited. Just keep practicing, okay? G1 778. Jazakumullah. Allah Hafiz for now. Okay, so that was exercise 2.2. And mashallah, everybody's reading really well as of now. And I hope everyone, because obviously we're unable to have everyone on the mic in today's class. So I hope that as I'm reciting and as students are reading as well, that everybody is following along, and that way everybody can improve their pronunciation. We're now going to move on to lesson number 3 in the Talimul-Quran book, okay? So just a few facts about the Arabic alphabet. There are 15 letters in the Arabic alphabet which do not carry any dot. So examples of such letters are alif, ha, dal, etc. Okay, there are more. So there are 15 in total which don't carry any dot at all. But there are 14 letters in the Holy Quran, in the Arabic alphabet, that carry either 1 dot, 2 dots, or 3 dots, such as the letter ba, ta, tha, etc. There are 10 Arabic letters which have only 1 dot. So for example, the letter ba, jim, kha, dal, all these letters have 1 dot on them, and there are more as well. There are 2 letters in the Arabic alphabet that carry 2 dots, and those 2 letters are the letter ta and the letter qaf. And the remaining 2 letters, they have 3 dots. So the letter tha and the letter sheen both have 3 dots on them. Okay, so the reason we're telling you this, and the reason that you should note this, is because the number of dots on a letter, or if a letter doesn't have any dots, is a really, really good way for us to identify the letters. Okay, so because there are some letters that look and have similar shapes as we just saw in exercise 2. However, you can differentiate, you can tell the difference between those letters by the number of dots they have on them. Okay, so you can see if something has 1 dot, you can see what letter it is. If it has 2 dots, you can tell what letter it is, 3 dots, etc. Okay, so in this exercise 3.1, we can see that we have a mixture of different letters. And in this exercise in particular, we have all the letters, the 15 letters in the Arabic alphabet that carry no dots. Okay, so I'm going to be asking students to come on the mic, and I'll be asking you what the letters are. So if you could have a student on the mic, please.
G1834.
G1834. Assalamu alaikum. G1834, can you hear me? G1834, are you there? If not, we can move on to another student.
Yeah, could we have G1828?
828. G1828. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very well. Just one moment, my screen has stopped. All right, okay, there we go, we're back on. So exercise 3.1, like I just said, these are all the letters that have no dots on them. You can see that not any of these letters, they don't have any dots on them, okay? So can you tell me what letter this is?
Alif.
Excellent. And this one?
Ha.
Good, well done. So nice deep breath when you say this. Ha.
Ha.
Excellent, really good pronunciation. Next one.
Da.
Okay, this one is dal.
Da.
Good, well done. So it's a thin sounding letter, so we have to straighten our mouth with a smiling face and then say this letter. Dal.
Dal.
Perfect. Next one.
Ra.
Good. Next one.
Seen.
Excellent. This one is?
Tha.
Okay, let's try this one together. This one is Sad.
Sa.
Excellent. Well done. Can you tell me, is this a thin sounding letter or a thick sounding letter?
A thick sounding letter.
It is. Well done. It's one of the 7 letters that is a thick sounding letter. So that means we have to really round our mouth when we say this letter. So we're going to say Sad.
Sa.
Perfect. Next one is, repeat after me. Ta.
Tha.
Excellent. This is also a thick sounding letter, just like Sod. So we're going to round our mouth when we say it. One more time. Ta.
Tha.
Brilliant. This one is Ain.
Ain.
Excellent. Good attempt at the sound of this letter. Brilliant. Let's move on. This is Kaf.
Kaf.
Good. Well done. So nice smiling face when we say this letter. Kaf.
Kaf.
Lam.
Lam.
Excellent. Good. Well done. Let's go down. Now, this was exercise 3.1. And let's look at exercise 3.2. Again, in this exercise, we can see that we have all the letters found in the Holy Quran, in the Arabic alphabet, where there is no dot on the letters. Okay, so really familiarize yourself with these letters because these are letters that have no dots on them, and that's how we can recognize them. Okay, now this letter is Ya.
Ya.
Brilliant. Lam.
Lam.
Good. Smiling face, remember, okay? Because this is a thin sounding letter. Lam.
Lam.
Brilliant. Sin.
Sin.
Excellent. Well done. Hamza.
Hamza.
Kaf.
Kaf.
Brilliant. Excellent. Ra.
Ra.
Ha.
Ha.
Excellent. Another one. Can you tell me what letter this is?
Wow.
Brilliant. Excellent. Well done. Now let's go down to exercise 3.3. Okay. Now in this exercise, we can see that there are some letters with 1 dot on them, some letters with 2 dots, and some letters with 3 dots. And I was explaining earlier on that there are some letters that have similar shapes, but the amount of dots on them really helps us to recognize what letter it is. So for example, these first 3 letters in this exercise, they all have a similar shape. Yeah, so you can see this kind of boat shaped letter. All 3 of them have the same shape, but the difference between these 3 letters is the number of dots they have them on them. So that's how we can recognize if something is a ba, a ta, or a tha. Okay, so one more time. This one is ba,
Ba.
ta,
Ta.
sa.
Sa.
Good, well done. So both of these letters, they have 1 dot on them, but it's also important to note where the positioning of the dot is. So you can see in this letter, the position of the dot is in the middle of the letter, in the belly of the letter, whereas in this letter, the dot is on top of the letter. So that's how we can tell the difference. So this is Jim,
Jim.
and this is Kha.
Kha.
Excellent, good, well done. And this one is Ya.
Ya.
Excellent. And the 2 dots are found below the letter. Okay. Again, in 3.4, exercise 3.4, you can see that we have more letters, and we have some letters with 1 dot, some letters with 2 dots, and we have some letters with 3 dots as well. So it's really important that we are able to recognize each of the letters by the number of dots it has on them. Okay, so that was exercise 3.4. Mashallah, really nicely read, G1 828. Jazakumullah for your participation today. Okay, so that was lesson number 3 that we've just quickly gone through. Okay, and I think everybody's had a really good look at all of the letters and having a look at what they look like and also what they sound like. So it's really important. The more you practice, the better, inshallah, you will get. So for that, I'm going to set you your homework for today. And your homework for today is to focus on Arabic letters. And your homework is to practice exercise 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, and 3.4, which can be found on page 34 to 35 in the Talimul-Quran book. So let me just show you that exercise once again. So this is, excuse me, just one moment. Okay, so this is lesson number 3. The title is 2 kinds of letters. And you can see that we have exercise 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, and 3.4, which we have just gone through today as well. But I want you to practice this as much as possible for your homework. Okay, pay attention to the dots on each of the letters and also the position of those dots. So just like we looked at, we saw that there are some letters that look the same, but it's important to note how many dots they have on them and the positioning of those dots. So this is your homework, okay? Practice exercise 3, which on page 34 to 35, and paying close attention to the dots and where they are. Okay, so I hope you've all noted down your homework. We will now end our class today with our concluding dua. So if we could please have a student on the mic for that.
G1 515.
G1 515.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very well. Jazakumullah for asking. How did you find the lesson?
Fun.
Did you understand it?
Yeah.
All right, that's really good to hear. So you've been chosen to do the concluding prayer with us. So we're going to start with Dawood. So follow after me. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Good, well done. And Tasmiyah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Good, excellent, well done. Let's go down to our concluding dua, which is this one over here. So we're going to say, Allahumma arhamni.
Allahumma hamni.
Good, one more time. Allahumma
Allahumma
hamni
hamni.
Bil-Qur'an.
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 Nil-Azim.
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 Excellent, good, well done. Could you read the translation for me now?
O Allah, have mercy on me through the Quran, the Great.
Excellent, well done. Really, really nicely read. Jazakumullah for that. And Jazakumullah to everybody for joining us in today's class. Please ensure that you do your homework. And inshallah, we'll speak to you all again same time tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.